So, willkommen zurück zu, zu The Council, Episode 3. Episode 3, Folge 11, 12, weiß ich nicht. Haben zumindest jetzt ein paar Sachen zusammengesammelt, wo wir den Auftrag von unserer Mutter hatten, um einen Mechanismus zu betätigen.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Um einen Mechanismus zu betätigen, was immer dahinter ist, wissen wir nicht. Gut, die anderen Besucher sind, weiß ich leider auch nicht. Jetzt erstmal in die Krypta hier kommen. Irgendwie leicht die Orientierung verloren. Diesmal ein anderes Fenster genutzt, um hier raus zu gehen in den Garten. Ah, obwohl, es sieht gut aus. So. Mutter, wo bist du? Tap, tap, tap. Liegt immer noch Haufen Scheiße rum. Was hat sie nur hier unten gemacht? Gegessen, gekackt. Weiß es nicht. So. Hi, Mutter.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Ja.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
Okay. Wo kommen die Nägel rein? Fragen Sie, wie Sie entschieden haben.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
Okay, wo kommen die Nägel rein?
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert one to choose a town, one to choose a chapter, and one to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
Okay, kann ich anfangen?
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
Ort, Kapitel, Vers. Boah, Scheiße. Gut. Das da rein.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
So, Orte. Bethlehem.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Taveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem. Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
So, pop. Zurück. Was gibt's denn für Kreuzigung? Abendmahl. Taufe?
Chapter
Kreuzigung.
19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Wow.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay. Hier widersprechen sie sich zumindest im Ort. Themen. Jüngstes Gericht.
Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one.
10 und 30. 10.
Chapter 10, verse 30. I and my Father are one.
Reliar.
Chapter 10, verse 30. I and my Father are one.
Ja, da weiß ich kein Ort dazu. Themen Abendmahl.
Chapter 14, verse 22.
14,
On the 7th of
22.
Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it, and gave to them and said, Take, eat. This is my body. And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it.
Ah, Mann. Themen.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Cheswan.
Chapter 1, verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
Ah, Mann. Okay, Orte. Abu
Chapter
Ghosh.
3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Abagash. Chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Bethesda?
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 5, verse 2.
Bethesda.
Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the
Okay,
blind,
ich glaube
halting, and withered,
Bethesda
waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him,
2.
Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. Chapter 5, verse 2.
5:2
Now,
Bethesda.
there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude
Bethesda
of impotent folk,
5:2.
of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
So, Bethesda 5:2. So. Das Fresko, die Nägel. Oh, scheiße, das Fresko haben wir ja ganz vergessen.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
Bethesda 5:2.
We'll have to trust her.
Okay. Fresko analysieren. Bethesda 5:2.
Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said. You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more. Why, of course,
Henry.
they're part of the initials INRI that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion. Why, of course, INRI, Jesus Nazarenus Rex Eudorum. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. This is the inscription which appears on the cross at the crucifixion of Jesus.
Scheiße. Zurück. Ich packe jetzt die Nägel rein. Also Bethesda. 5, 5, 5, wo ist die 5? Hier. 5 und die 2.
Interesting.
Shit.
Louis, you are doing what I've already done. I told you it wouldn't work. You need to find another subject than the birth of Christ.
Die Tür analysieren.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Scheiße. Herausfinden, wie es funktioniert.
There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Ja.
Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ.
Bah, Mist. Hand hineinstecken. Oh oh. So, Folgendes geschrieben zur Ordnung, Datumsangaben. Tür fertig, wie besprochen. Schon gefunden. Hat sie wieder. Auf der Rückseite steht Folgendes geschrieben: Zuordnung, Datumsangaben. 17. Oktober 84 gleich 30. Java. Fresko analysieren. Eine Themenidee herleiten. Oh, das wird teuer.
If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case?
Puh. Zurück. Tod von Christus ist ja... Wobei, was machen wir denn damit? Sphäre genauer betrachten.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon. The moon shadow moves from west to east.
Oh Gott.
7th of Shaban, 607, first quarter. 8th of Ramadan, 553, waxing crescent. 19th of Jamada al-Awwal, 639, waning gibbous. 13th of Shaban, 607, waxing gibbous. 5th of Jamada al-Thani, 609, waxing crescent.
Scheiße.
6th of Rajab, 611, waxing crescent.
Zurück. Okay. Bin komplett überfordert. Nochmal in die Bücher schauen. Themen. Jüngstes Gericht. Nächste Themen. Wiederauferstehung, Wundergeburt, Dreifaltigkeit. Wiederauferstehung. Zurück. Themen.
Chapter
Kreuzigung.
19, verse 17.
1917.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Okay. Jerusalem.
Chapter 19, verse 17.
1917.
And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
So, nochmal.
Chapter 19, verse 17.
1917.
Jesus was
Golgotha.
crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
So.
Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull,
19:17.
which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
19:17. Zurück. 19:17 Golgotha. Nägel hineinstecken. Golgotha. Achso, erstmal hier rausnehmen. So, Golgotha. 19:17. Ui. Boah.
It works!
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
So. Dann die ganze Tür, die inneren Räder
There
analysieren.
must surely be a connection between the wheels.
Ui. Dann muss ich wahrscheinlich die Mondphase, die in der Gutenberg-Bibel stand, zur Kreuzigung dort also das Datum bei der Sphäre eingeben, dann schaue ich. Das wird echt scheiße kompliziert. Na gut, ich mache erstmal eine kleine Pause. Tschüss und ciao, bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye bye.